Hi boys and girls, it is time for Writer's Workshop. Yesterday your task was to come up with a problem that you would like to fix. So I wanted you to think of something at home that you wish that you could change or fix. So hopefully you did that, and we're going to come back to our problem in just a second. But boys and girls, I need to tell you a story, a really important story about a guy who was called the Pied Piper. Okay, so that wasn't his name, but that's what he was called because he played a little instrument that made a beautiful, magical sound. And as he went through the town playing on his flute, all the cats in town began to get up from what they were doing and follow the Pied Piper. Even if they were sleeping, even if they were being pet by their owner, even if they were eating a delicious can of tuna, they heard the flute and they couldn't resist. They got up and they followed the Pied Piper. Now you might be wondering, Mrs. Tischer, what does the Pied Piper have to do with Writer's Workshop? Well, let me tell you why the Pied Piper in his story is so important for Writer's Workshop. The reason his story is valuable is because the flute, the sound of the flute, convinced the cats to get up from whatever they were doing and come along. So the key word in that story is convince. And when you are writing a really effective, persuasive letter, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to convince the other person that your point of view or what you're hoping for is the right thing. And this can be really powerful because it can help get across your point in an effective way that may make a positive change, right? We do this a lot. In fact, think about Dr. Martin Luther King. We learned about Dr. Martin Luther King, and remember he wrote that speech? That speech was a convincing speech that helped change the world so that all people were created equal and were kind and loving to one another no matter what. That's a great example of a persuasive letter. So when Dr. King read his speech, people listened. They got up from what they were doing and they followed Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, we're not going to probably be writing world-changing persuasive letters. We could, you never know. But even if you want to make a small change, to be effective, you need to make sure that you're telling the other person why you think it's important. So boys and girls, I'm going to read you the teaching point. Today, I want to teach you that you can be like the Pied Piper, getting people to follow your idea. And you can do this by using words, not a flute. One way that sometimes works to get people to follow your idea is to give people lots and lots of reasons why they should follow your idea. The more reasons you can give them, the more convincing you will be. All right, so let's take a brain break so we can kind of soak in everything that we just learned. We learned that we need to come up with a problem, and now we learned that we need to come up with the reason why we want to fix it or how we can fix it. And the key word there, boys and girls, is more than one reason. So let's pretend that my problem is eating too much snacks. My kids eat too many snacks, and I want to change this. So I could write a letter to my 7-year-old explaining to her why it's important that she doesn't eat so many snacks throughout the day. But like the Pied Piper, I have to give good reasons why she shouldn't eat snacks all day long. Do you have any suggestions? One idea is she might not be hungry for lunch. So I'm going to write that as an idea. Might not be hungry for lunch. And that's important, right? If she fills up on too many snacks, she won't eat lunch. And lunch is very important to help her grow. What's another reason that eating too many snacks is not a good idea? It's not healthy, right? So let's tell her it isn't very healthy. Now, boys and girls, a really good persuasive letter doesn't just tell the things that you shouldn't do, it tells the reasons why it's better, and that will really convince her. So, we need to think of some reasons why she should be excited to wait and eat snack instead of eat snacks all day. And that's the tough part, right? Is getting the person to understand that your idea is a better idea. Well, we said she might not be hungry for lunch, and it isn't very healthy. Let's think of some positive things we can say to convince her that waiting to eat a snack is better. So, do you have any ideas? Yeah, she might enjoy her snack more if her belly is hungry, right? She might enjoy snacks more if her belly is excited to eat it. And maybe one thing I could do to convince her would be to make the snack exciting. So if you wait till snack, then mommy will make you something that's exciting to eat, something different and new. That could be exciting for her, right? Okay, boys and girls, this is a little bit different than we're used to, and so I'm hoping that you're following along okay. So on your paper that you wrote your idea of what kind of problem you want to solve, now we need to come up with some reasons why we want to change that person's mind. So if you're trying to convince mommy that you should stay up later at night, we need to come up with some reasons why that would be a good thing, and you need to write down those reasons. We're not ready to create our letter yet. First, we have to be prepared by doing all the steps. So step 1, come up with your problem. Step 2, create a list of ideas to convince that other person why your idea is a good idea. All right, hopefully you are doing well. If you have any questions, you reach out to me, okay? Can't wait to see you on our Zoom room on Friday morning or Friday evening, whichever one works best for you.